What is up, guys, and welcome back to our Make the EU Great Again Fantasy Draft Franchise mode. You're probably wondering, why the hell am I at this screen, and why the hell are we in the playoffs? And I will answer the first question first, and that was, why the hell are we at this screen? And the answer is, because I had a little bit of computer trouble, and some files were deleted and could not be recovered, and they may have included the video where I did the year one sim, and before I could upload it. So yeah, so we're here at the day before the playoffs, and we are in the playoffs, surprisingly enough. I will start with how our team performed throughout the season in the calendar. We started out pretty damn bad, and that's kind of what I expected. We lost a bunch. We went on a 10-game regulation losing streak here at the beginning of the season, starting here at the Devils and ending here at Calgary. It was our last of the 10-game losing streak, and we were pretty bad throughout November and December as well. Squeaky Chair, what's up? And then we started to turn it around as soon as we hit the new month, or the new year, excuse me. We won quite a bit of games in January. We wrecked shit in February and March. In March here we went on the last 15 games of the season, we were 13-1-1. And yeah, at the beginning of the season especially, I believe it was 2 months or so, 2.5 months in, we were last in the league by quite a margin. But we came back, we made the playoffs, surprisingly enough. And I'm disappointed that you guys could not follow along with me. I'm disappointed that my computer fucked up, and it to not get into it too much, but it was doing this thing where it kind of like doubled up all my files, and I didn't have enough storage to transfer this video into the video editing software from the game capture software. And so I went in and tried to delete some stuff, and since it was duplicating it, I thought I could delete one copy, and so I did that, and then there was other problems, so I had to restart my computer, and when I restarted it, not only was one copy gone, but both copies were gone. So that's unfortunate, and so I'm going. I don't want to go back and restart the season since we did so well. I'd rather keep it as it is. I think it's going to add a little bit more of a challenge into kind of like the rebuild that we have going on here. But here are our season stats. We ended up with a +4 goal differential. I don't know how. Power play at 20.6% and penalty kill was really good at 84.5%. So around the league, we were 13th in terms of points. Our goals for at 277 was about middle of the road. Our goals against of 272, about middle of the road. Our power play, however, was about top 10. As you can see there, we're 9th, so that's close enough to top 10 for me. Excuse me, that is top 10. I'm re-recording this at 2:30 a.m. So I recorded this. I recorded this simulation, which took about an hour, and then I recorded the Bruins draft video, which took about 45 minutes. And I went in and edited the Bruins video and started the upload. And then as I went in and tried to figure out what was going on with this file, I tried some steps to recovering it and seeing if it was somewhere else within my files. And then now I'm re-recording it, or I'm recording an update for you guys. So excuse me if I mess up, because I'm really fucking tired. I just wanna, I don't want to hold off on an update. So we were 3rd in the league in terms of penalty kill. Really bad at home and really damn good on the road. That makes no sense whatsoever. So cool. Now we're going to look at our player stats, and a key takeaway from our player stats is how damn good our first line was. Draisaitl 79 points, and Laine with 76 points. Niederreiter was pretty good at 62. And then Hemsky, Faxa, and Gabrick all put up nearly 50 points. Hedman and Lindholm led the way for our defensive core. Both those guys were plus players. And then Anton Rodin, Korpikoski, Aho, Kempe, you guys can see what's going on here. And Radim Bachanek, the guy. Okay, well, actually, you guys didn't even see that, but at the start of this video, I signed this Radim Bachanek guy to a $8 million contract so we can meet the cap floor, and I threw him as the healthy scratch for our defense. I also signed a few guys along the way. I forgot about that, like Jakob Kendall here, and Lori Korpikoski, and Hemsky, Alesh Hemsky there. And I also signed Ladislav Smid, and I traded away. I think I signed Rodin. I think I signed Rodin too, and put him in the roster. I also signed Ladislav Smid, but I traded him away for a prospect, and then I threw Bachanek into as a 73 overall, 42-year-old guy, making $8 million a year. He played the last 20 games of the season. At the trade deadline, I thought we were going to be... I mean, we were coming on strong at the end of the season, but I thought at still the trade deadline we were going to miss the playoffs. So I wanted to trade for some prospects and some younger guys, and I moved out Smead to do so. So Lanner had a pretty good season. 257 GAA is not bad. 918 save is also not bad. Yeah, looking at the AHL, here's what our goaltending stats look like, and here's what our skater stats look like. So really good year for Erikssonek and Kapanen. Heinz also showed up near the top of our list. I'm trying to find the person that I traded for. Another thing, these guys with 17 games, I forgot to set the AHL lines when the season started, so some of the guys that NHL 17 throws on your roster when you don't have, or throws on your AHL team when you don't have a full AHL team, actually left some of those guys in there, so they got some playing time for us. And this is the guy right here, Kevin Stenlund, medium top 9 forward. He's a two-way forward. He's got pretty good offensive stats, especially for a two-way guy. His defense is still lacking, but he's still only a 73, so he's going to have a couple of years before he's going to play for us in the NHL. And yeah, pretty good potential, putting up decent points in the AHL. Looks like he has pretty good attributes. That was the guy we got from Schmid. Yeah, I guess I can show you guys the lines. I'm just really disappointed, man, that I couldn't figure out that video and that it's gone. Here's our lines, first of all. I got the two young studs on the team right there, Niederreiter as well. And then I threw Gabrick and Hemsky up on the second line just because they were the best players outside of that first line, and then Faxa is there as well. And then the third line, you got Rodin, Aho, and Korpikoski, and then Puljujärvi, Kempe, and Fiala as our fourth line. The reason I left these guys on the fourth line is because their roles are depth, fourth line, and depth. If I was making a team we were trying to compete now, I would probably spread them out through the second and third lines. And the fourth line would be like Rodin. Well, the fourth line would be Rodin, Faxa, and Kempe. But I kept Puljujärvi and Fiala down here because of their player roles, and I wanted them to not be sort of overwhelmed with like a second line role or something. I'm not 100% sure how to get the best progression out of your players, but that's something that I imagine would factor into it. So Polka had a pretty good year in terms of development, up to an 83 overall. And yeah, I can show you guys player progression too. So those were our lines for the season. Fuck, man, I really, it's really upsetting that happened, but got to move forward, especially since I did the fantasy draft, and then it's been a couple days since I've been able to get back to this series, and it's disappointing that when I got back to it, finally, it fucked up. But got to move on from that, and I'm trying to do that now. So Fiala had a pretty good year in terms of growth, went from a 77 to an 81. Polka saw some growth. Aho, Draisaitl, Puljujärvi, and Laine to a lesser extent. Not too concerned with Laine only getting one modification over the course of the season. He's still 18, medium elite potential. He will grow some more, and if he doesn't, well, fuck. But this guy right here was the biggest growth for us throughout this first season. Oli Olivi in the CHL went from a 66 overall to an 80 overall with that low elite potential. And the thing is, I might actually leave him in his CHL for next season too. Something I've noticed throughout Sims is that when you leave players in the CHL, they just have insane growth years compared to if they were playing like on your NHL roster. So I feel like an 80 overall Yul Levy in the CHL would grow a lot more than an 80 overall Yul Levy would playing on our third pairing and getting just third pairing time, and that's it. So that's something to consider for next season, especially if we're still not looking like we're in a win now situation. Although we just made the playoffs, so I don't know about that. But Nylander from a 73 to 78, Eriksson Ek 75 to 78. A couple of good growth years from those guys. Also Olofsson and Kapanen up to an 80. Looks like he might see some time next year. Same thing with Larson. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to update you guys. And it's unfortunate that you're not being able to see the whole season. Funnily enough, I don't know if that's how you even say that, but something that was funny was I was going to do edited Sims for these first couple of seasons, so I would just set the date. Let's go to September. Okay, let's go to October. So by the time the preseason was over, I said, all right, we're going to sim down here to November 1st, this game against the Kings, and then I'll show you guys how we did. And I like to do that when we're going to be losers, and we were 6-15 at this point. So I like to do that when the team is bad, because there's no need to just go in and watch all the games and watch us lose a bunch of games. So I did that. We were 6-15. I did it for December too, and at this point, right here against the Canucks, we were 12-24-1 or something like that, and we were like 10 points out from being the worst team in the league. So we were just really bad, but then we really turned it on starting right there. Won a bunch of games against some West Coast teams, and then I did the live sims, and I rambled on as we simmed 3.5 months of games, and that brought us to the playoffs. So we'll be playing the Sharks in round 1 of the NHL playoffs. I would go ahead and do that now, but I'm really fucking tired, and I want to get this video up as soon as possible. If I were to sim this series against the Sharks, I would probably go to sleep as soon as it was over. But instead, I'm going to upload this video tonight, so you guys can see it as soon as possible. And so yeah, tune in next time. Sorry for what happened with this video, but tune in next time to see us play the San Jose Sharks. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, which you probably did not, since it did not contain any sort of entertainment, please like and subscribe so you can tune in for the next installment of the series and actually be entertained and actually see us do something with this series. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.